One of the best parts about drawing with a computer is you never have to draw the same thing twice. You can simply reuse geometry over and over again. In this lesson, we're going to insert some pre-made geometry called blocks. On my screen, I have an architectural example. This is a floor plan for an office building. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and you can see that these rooms are labelled. Now I don't need the labels in this session, so I'm going to turn this layer off. Let me show you a shortcut that can do that. I'm going to move up the Layers panel and I'll click the Layer Off button. I'll then select one of the text objects and I can turn that layer off without even knowing the layer's name. When I finish, I'll press Escape. Now let's say that we're an interior designer and we need to insert furniture into this office. Rather than drawing each individual furniture component, I'm going to insert some furniture geometry that I created earlier. I'll do that by moving up to the block panel and I'll click the Insert button. This brings up the Insert dialog box. If I open the Name menu, I can see a listing of all of the blocks that are in this file. If I select a block, we can see a preview of that symbol over here. I'd like to insert a desk first, so I will open the menu and I will choose Desk Executive. Next, I can determine whether I'd like AutoCAD to ask me some questions when this block is inserted. There are three possible questions. Insertion point, where do you want to put it? Scale, do you want to change its size? And rotation. Well, that one is pretty self-explanatory. When I insert this desk, I would only like AutoCAD to ask me for the insertion point, so I'll remove the checks from the other boxes. As a side note, if a box is unchecked, AutoCAD will use the default setting below. I'll click OK when I'm ready, and you can see that I'm holding that desk in my cursor. I'm going to drop it in the southwest corner of this office. I'm sure you'll agree that that's much faster than drawing the desk by hand. Let's zoom in. Let's add a chair to this room. I'll go back to Insert. I'll select Chair from the menu. This time I'd like AutoCAD to ask me for an insertion point and a rotation angle. I'll click OK, I'll press the chair behind the desk, and now I can specify the rotation angle by typing a number, or by picking a point on screen. A really nice trick is to come down and lock your ortho, and then you can snap to 90-degree increments. I am just going to pull straight up and click on screen to place the block. If I hover over this chair, you can see AutoCAD sees it as a block. It's looking as it is a single object. Same goes for the desk. When you use a block, the geometry is very easy to manipulate. If I wanted to move the chair, I could launch Move, click once on the chair, I'll pick it up from the midpoint of the front, and I'll move it a little closer to the desk. Let's insert another symbol. This time I'll place a computer. I would like AutoCAD to ask me insertion point and rotation. One box that you probably never want to check is the Explode box. When Explode is selected, the geometry is placed in the file as individual entities, so you won't have a block. I'll click OK, I'll place the computer on the desk, and then I'll use my ortho to rotate this, such that it faces the chair, and I'll click. Let's make one more change. We'll make the assumption this person might like to have a meeting, so we'll add some chairs to the other side of the desk. Now, I don't have to keep going back to the Insert menu to place blocks. Once you've placed the first block in the file, you can copy it around if you like. I'll launch Copy and select my chair. I'll pick it up from the midpoint of the front and copy it to the other side of the desk. I'll then rotate the chair from a point somewhere in the middle of the cushion. It's furniture. I don't need a high degree of specificity when I pick my object snap. Let's rotate this 180 degrees. I'll copy it one more time and I'm going to pick it up from out in space here. Copy it straight up. Finally, I'll launch the Move command. I'll select both of these chairs. I'll pick them up from a point out here in space. And I'll center them a little better on the desk. If you look at the room next door, you can see it's the same shape as the room that we're currently working on. So why don't we launch the Copy command? I'll select this furniture and I'll copy it from the southwest corner of this room to the southwest corner of this room. Just think of the amount of time you can save by using blocks whenever you have repeated geometry in a file. Now that you understand how to insert blocks, see if you can add additional furniture to this drawing using the other blocks available in this file. When you're ready, jump over to the next video where I'll show you how easy it is to create these custom symbols.